Hey everybody, Chomsky here. Um, just wanted to basically get that notification on Discord that on the raid. Um, Let me try to pull it up here. Da, 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 mm, mm, mm. Pulling it up. Sorry. Doot. Let's try to expand this. So this came up this morning uh, for me, and essentially what it is, you have two teams of 10 for the normal edition, and then you have two teams of 20 that you could do for the hard. So this video, I just want to try to do two teams of 20 because I want to try to complete hard when it comes out. So not knowing anything here, right? Because we have very limited information. And so, yeah, this is going to be fun. um, you know, two teams of 20 that could do basically everything, right? Because we don't know what that deck or what the forest is gonna do for us, right? Or what it's gonna throw. So I'm just gonna tag some champs and then I'll kind of curate that down. Um, yeah, from there. Again, 20 and then normal was 10. So that's interesting. Okay, so our bias is one of my favorites. So I'll use build 3, I think. Just to see here. 2? No. 1. I could do 1. So let's clear this up. Okay. So I could use 1. So teams of 20, and I'll talk about why I want them. Our bias brings in the speed increase as well as increased attack. Uh, Huge, man. That turn meter is pretty big. Block active skills, even though it's a coin flip, less than a coin flip, but she's one of my fastest, and she just does a lot. A Fittest, this guy's going to be on the chopping block, but I do like his HP burn. And then his second form is the provoke and stun as well as continuous heal. I uh, Lazurius is nice because he has that passive revive that really is nutty, as well as the fact that he can strip. Um, Siegfried, uh, just because he does damage and he can revive in a pinch. Crixia does a boatload, but really it's just a strip and skill cooldown. Gizzy is for the freebie. Don't know if there's Stone Skin out there, but if he has crit rate, that's 100%. Goes HP burns out there. Star Sage, he's up there just because he has a whole lot of, you know, stripping as well as just self uh, stuff for us. Commitus for damage. Carnage for some fun stuff, just with all the counterattacks. The Adoja does you know on the second form takes away speed, diminishes it. I have way too many Mikages. I think I'll stick, and they're fire night tuned, so kind of sucks. I can make a third one, um, but let's just bring in this one for now. Uh, Nace may get tossed in there, as well as Furad. Furad may be on the chopping block, but his crowd control is absolutely ridiculous with the freeze, um, the ability to put a freeze out there, as well as with the Gale Impact. I would imagine that has to run through it. Um, so now we're going to go through some Empress, I guess I could bring in too. Um, Again, if we need damage, some bombs, there we go. Um, put in a Draco Morph because he places decreased defense and weaken, which, I could also toss in Lydia as well. Rotos just for a single damage, maybe. Mm. Ninja could be kind of fun, depending on what's tossed at us. He's got HP burn, he's got the freeze. Uh, Arbiter for maybe a group revive and stuff like that. Lydia, just because you do bring decreased defense weaken, block active skills, as well as a chance to revive. Torment if we need to bring in freezes. Meko just for the skill cooldown. Raphael could be interesting with the whole block revive. Um, Maybe Mithrala is a good one, just for the poisons and hex. Leo could be fun. Marius could be fun as well. Marishka. Um, I do need to change her blessings. She has Ward of the Fallen on there, and no, uh, no. Teox could be fun, but I feel like with Teox, with any of the faction unity, I have to bring in some of theirs. Okay, what is it? Frankie wants to say hi. She wants to show off her security hoodie, um, as well as get her hand out of my pocket. Thank you. Um, Odin could be good just because he does do a whole lot of crowd support with wiping everybody away and then potential revive. So that's not so bad. Ready to get Marichka. Ramantu could be a fun one just because of the A3 of removing all buffs and then block active skills and passives. Eastrid could be good, but I feel like she'd be taken away first. Armand's, I would have to rebuild because, yeah, he's not fast enough. I didn't put in Nell, but if I did put in Nell, like, let's see here. Yeah, I don't have enough feral here, so that's annoying. I only have one, which sucks. I guess I could bring in him. Senna's gonna be a must, just with all the turn meter, healing and revive. Archer could be good too. Just I don't know. She's gonna get taken away actually. Kieran could be fun, depending on if we need sleep out there, but she's gonna get reworked as well. She needs stuff. Luckily, we have CVC right now, albeit a non-PR. Have him in a hex set. Uh, you know, just it's more or less for the A2 for the AOE. So it's not so bad. Just one of those things that like just to get a little bit more debuffs out there. Um, yeah, Crowcat could be fun, uh, but I don't feel like I need a Shayak in there, so I'll keep them away. Da, da, da. Ziklik, I'm not gonna have too many Dark Elves. You could see some from the Primal Shards I pulled. I got 2 Mikages, so I'm up to 5 now. Another Furad, and then I guess I could empower another Lazurius. I got another Gizmak. I'm okay with that. And then I got a Preva, a Roxum, a Norag. That's just ridiculous. Roxum sucks, man. So let's go to the legendaries out of here. I don't really see too many that I want to hang on to. I could do a Sir Nick, a protection Sir Nick, because this is a really squishy one. Rather than having a savage and more of an attack one, I could do that. Corvus has been fun when I've had a chance to mess around with him in Curse City, so I wouldn't mind bringing him out again. He's not booked or anything like that, but just with Xenomorph and all the poisons, I think that could be good. Tomb Lord could be a good one, just with the poisons and decreasing turn meter. That's not so bad. I definitely want revivers as well. So having a Python in there isn't so bad. Ideally, I think a majority of my team compositions are uh, two revivers, uh, two CCs, and then a damage dealer. And I think that's pretty much par for the course in a lot of stuff. So having a reviver with you is pretty big. Valkyrie gets kind of left behind just because I already have a counterattack out there. Two of them. I have Leonardo in there as well. So that's fine. Giath could bring a whole lot of sustainability and buffs here. So that could be interesting. I don't know if they are trying to do this as a chimera thing where there's trials attached, or if it's just complete the stage. If it's a complete the stage, sorry, then I wouldn't worry about Giath so much. But having a lot of these protected debuffs, a strengthen, increase resistance, reflect damage, that's pretty big. And then with all those buffs, if they get extended, she does a little bit more damage, and she's defense based. Yeah, like middling 5500, but it's still good. With that said, I might as well bring in Noelle. Just again, the revive and the freeze is pretty nice. Shuzen is pretty solid too, just with the whole turn meter stuff and instant turn. Volcanos could be tossed in there too. Uh, it's just, I want to make sure that we're kind of having a healthy splattering of champs from everywhere, just in case if they do something like it can only be from, Gallon Pact or what other faction, Lamasu's pretty easy, just like with Shuzen. You kind of want to have that instant and then or not instant, but increased chance of moving forward. Turn, geez, True Fear, black buffs. It's pretty big, so I'm okay with that. Kieran, like I was talking about, I enjoy the sleep mechanic that they have. Don't know if you make the cut, but we'll still include you. I don't think I did tag you. I apologize. Are you? Yeah, you are. I've been really disappointed with the Gaps card. Um, yeah, just disappointed. But it's okay. I don't have you built. This is like my third one, so Cardiel could be tossed in. One thing that I do worry about is that they're like, hey, you need to come up with your 20 and then we could go in. I would love to take a look around first, but I realize that I may not be privy to that, or any of us may be privy to that. Jingwang, Jingwang's kind of a son of a bitch to play against in faction wars. You know, just the ability to like say nay. Uh, the fact that this is a 4 turn passive kind of sucks, but he he really he really smacks me in faction wars, so that's not cool. Um, I have one kind of built out, but I don't think it's good enough. Let's see here. Yeah, missing boots, but yeah, he's not really that fast whatsoever because I wanted that. I wanted to make sure that his passive, that there's people with any of these out there that he could take away. But he does need to go fast. He's not even at 200. Not good. But that's fine. Let's talk about epics here. Shamael could be tossed in here, just because the whole True Fear thing. Rector Drath is a really solid champ. I want to have her in there just in case if there is an epics only. Stag Knight, like not the greatest, but um, I definitely want to have him in there. Does I mean the decreased defense, decrease attack, decrease speed, as well as putting an increase in accuracy, albeit very limited on just one ally for, yeah, resisting like a debuff resisted. Okay, cool. Deacon, turn meter manipulation. I definitely want to mess around with that. I don't like using Seer, but you can. Andrissia is really solid. I really like Andrissia. Uh, this one is just straight up decrease in duration of all enemy buffs by 2 turns. That's awesome. So Stone Skin basically gets melted. Uh, Ugo could be useful. Having a Madam is pretty sharp, even though you're not built. Yeah. Um, Geo could be useful as well. If you are going to bring in Geo, just make sure he's really, really tanky, because his whole point is that you want him around. And was he just muling? He may have just been muling. You just want him to be high defense, high HP, and just enough accuracy to put that HP burn out there and go nuts. Gizcard, this guy's really sneaky, man. Places out a provoke, has a shield on himself. One of the only epics that I'm aware of that's Spirit Affinity, tosses an increased defense and an increased attack. So that's pretty solid. And then he gets just his own turn meter manipulation. Because whenever he's attacked by enemies with provoke, he just goes nuts. A Kentum's really good, although squishy, so um, you may want to have a reviver with them. So that's pretty solid. If you have an Ursula that's really built out, she is really solid. Increased defense and strengthen, with an AoE revive, decrease attack on enemies, and an increase on ours. You know, uh, smooth, just really, really smooth. If you're having troubles in High Elf faction war, by the way, Ethlin is really, really good. Block active skills, True Fear, gets that extra turn, as well as a shield. Like really, really solid. So don't be shy on her. So if you need a damage dealing epic, she's up there. Thylesia is also, or that's Whisper. That's not Thylesia. Disregard. Whisper is really good. It's just that you need her really fast to get moving, um, because you definitely want decreased defense and weaken. To which, you know, that'd be cool if she's with Lydia and stuff like that. Um, yeah, because then attack. Then I once had her with Relentless just for the more turns, and that was fine. Siege Hulk gets a lot of loving. I don't know if I don't know if I want to have you on the team here. Um, yeah, it's kind of a weird one, but like decreasing turn meter by 15% is pretty big. So welcome to the team. Farrakhan gets tossed in here too because there's a whole lot of ally ally attack, the HP burn, the poisons, as well as decreased defense here. That's not bad. Um, this could be when I actually make my Hoscroll come out, just with all the stuns that he could do. Um, yeah. Nia should also be brought out, I guess. Where are you? There you go. Yeah, just the ally protect strengthen, and then whenever she gets healed, heals, you know, everybody else by 20. So it's not bad. So just, you could do a stun set on her, a poison set on her, a hex set on her, whatever, because she does an AoE, and that's fine. Um, she's one of my only in reflex, so that's pretty snazzy. She's not that. She needs more defense and HP here. I don't care too much. Why do I have her in crit damage just to complete the set. Um, yeah, not the greatest, but it's okay. Um, I guess in the same token here, we could also do a God Seeker, just because she is really, really, really badass with the reviving somebody, resets cooldown, heals everybody, and then the passive of basically saying nay. That's pretty snazzy. So yeah, I think that's all I want to put out there. Kaiden could be really good too because he does revive, um, but he's okay. Like he doesn't really do much other things. Like what a, we want as much fun stuff that we can get, right? Because we don't know these teams that we need to bring and what they're actually attacking. So this, he really helped me out. Yuzen really helped me out in Curse City. So I don't know. Um, I don't know, but I think we're good on that one. So let's take a look at my tags here. I have 50. So out of these 50, I it'll be fun to whittle these down, to see who makes the cut. So I think immediately I want to take away a Fittest because I think there's going to be other damage dealers that I'm going to be bringing in. But that provoke and stun bring in so much sustainability. Hmm. I could take away Draco Morph. I'm okay not having you in. Yeah, I'm okay because if I have Lydia who does a decreased defense and weekend, if I have a Theodosia that I'm bringing in that has irreplaceable or uh, protected decreased defense, that's okay. Mikage, the strip of buffs. Like I'm already at 11 here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 with just mythicals. 12. Furad, I think I could take away, although that freeze is really good. I know a lot of people are not a big fan of Furad, and I get it, but that freeze is just so good. I could take away Arbiter. I don't think I need her. I have Theodosia, to a certain extent, Arbias. I have Lazurius. I'm okay. I won't need her. If there's poisons out there, Tomb Lord's pretty good, but it's okay. I already have Commodus out here, so there goes the bombs. As I said, I could take away Dracomorph. Ninja, if I want damage, I have Nace. I didn't bring in Toshiro. That could be an idea, but that's fine. Um, Although let me bring in Toshiro just because I would need a Shadowkin uh, to work with Mikage. So welcome back. Um, I have Crixia, so I the form 2. I don't think I need Yumeko. Mithrala, really just a hex that bringing her in. Strengthen and shield is pretty sharp. Poisons are okay. Leo just does a lot of damage, but I don't have any other turtles with here. I may take away Torment. Then I'm really screwed on freezes. I'm only with Noel. Marius just does a whole lot of damage. I'm okay with that. Marishka, that's just for those longer fights. Giath, I could take away. Teox has damage. I mean, if I have Lazurius in there, I could have Teox, and that handles a lot. Noel again with the freeze. Odin, ugh. We're not even talking about speed buffs or anything like that. Um, Odin's gonna get taken away. I already have Lasurius that I could strip. Something with Mikage and Galathar, so that's fine. Shuzen's fast, but it's only an arena. I could take you away. Ramantu, it's fine. Uh, Volcanos is kind of a luxury. Same thing with Kieran. Senna stays in just for the speed mechanic as well as um, buffs. Lamasu, Lamasu's nice. I just can't do it. Here, at least we get 19%. Key Hulk, borderline. I guess just like with Marichka and Python, I guess borderline people. Um, Epics, I don't have an. I'm already down to 36, and it's only going to get tighter. So I like this aspect because now we have kind of like what we've kind of wanted, which is a fantasy, a fantasy draft. um, yeah, I Keyhole or stock here could be kind of taken away, um, especially since this is not an arena or siege thing. It's all the poison stuff with Nell. I'm okay taking him away. I could potentially take away all these epics as well outside of Inquisitor because I don't have enough resistance on my people for fear. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 9 away. And I'm at 26. So then it becomes even trickier. um, yeah, so let's take you away. And Dryssia. I think I hang on to Andrissia. And that's only for that. That's only because of the AoE decreasing duration. Ethlyn, really, really solid. It just, I don't need damage. I have other people that could do that and bring a lot more. So I'm at 27. I need to cut 7 of them. This is really leaning into a Teox, Pythion, Lasurius, Compure, and Ramantu. This way I get all 4. And there's a whole lot of debuffs out there. So that if I don't have Pythion, I highly doubt they're going to do only Lizard Man component, at least for the first go around. So that's where it gets tricky. I think I could take away Marishka and Pythion. Marishka is really, really solid though. That's where it kind of sucks. So now we need to cut 5. Okay? Out of here, what 5? Shamael, Fittest. I think Fittest gets the cut here just because like stun is something, but that's okay. So now 3 more. I don't have any other turtles with Leonardo, so if I have Key Hulk and he's doing counterattack and unkillable, is Leonardo just expendable? And I think so. 2 more. Sigfrid may get the cut here. With Kami, at least he has black active skills on the second turn here. Do need more resistance or more accuracy. I think Noel gets the cut, and Armand, like, and there's my 20. Yeah. Damage based. This could be helpful. I just need crit rate, to which I don't have on you. Take that off Karen. This could be helpful. That's a bunch of speed. Sorry, just on the fly here. I think I would do that. Just this way, crit capped, speed, some crit damage, a little bit of defense. And it is CVC, so we could mess around with that. Okay. But yeah, I think this is my 20. It would be interesting to see if they're like, there has to be a rare involved, there has to be an epic involved. I really hope that that's not the case, but we'll see. Um, but yeah, I think this is my 20 that I go with. I highlighting sustainability, some type of lockout, um, some type of damage, some type of revivability, you know, just team comps. So I also am really lacking on affinity here because I'm only seeing three spirits. I have 6 void. I have a few magic, but I think this will work. But anyways, uh, my first stab at team building for the forest. Thanks for watching. Uh, I'll 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 definitely rehash this after this goes live, which I think is going to happen this week, Thursday, I would imagine, because that's when all the content comes out after CVC. Anyways, appreciate you. Take care.